And a lot of these, small-time websites are basically going to have to shut up shop because they won't be making enough through clicks alone. They'll need to partner with a corporate sponsor. So it's going corporate, net wide. And I think, like, if you look back, even 10 years ago, we all knew this. We all knew this was coming. And we knew that eventually the internet would become syndicated. I mean, it's only logical. You take the cream of the internet and sell it to the people. And they don't really need to know about the rest, these small struggling channels, these YouTube channels, or these small struggling websites. So everything will be amalgamated like every other industry, and you'll have a small localized version of it,
I think with any industry, it doesn't matter what you're doing in any business around the world, fledgling industries, things that are very young, tend to overcook themselves a number of times before they get to the point where they're regulated properly and they can operate on an even keel. And I think what's happened is we had the original boom and then the crash of the internet where all of these people were worth billions of dollars on paper. I think the next one we're seeing now with the YouTube crash, which is, I think, literally what this is. It's a change more than a crash, but I think it's dramatically changing what's going on in terms of user content. And I think, again, there's another sort of bubble that's going to be created by the eventual extinction of television and this whole multimedia thing being 100%.
It's all being syndicated right before our eyes, and the interesting thing too is that legislation's changing. A lot of governments, especially westernized ones, now want control over what people can access, which is very dangerous. You guys have actually had executive orders written about the internet and control thereof, and it's about to hit over there. It's coming. Really tight controls. Of course they'll want to put it in the hands of private corporate because, in their thinking, private corporate are responsible enough to uphold the integrity of the medium. But they're not. We all know they're not. Look at what Disney are doing, selling sex to children, basically. I mean, you give a corporation enough power and they'll do whatever they want with it. And you don't have, like, independent bodies regulating it or anything like that. It's all passed through the mandate of the Congress or the Senate, and it's determined by private interest. And so, I mean, we're looking down the barrel of that gun. We're looking at more of the same, but we're also looking at less freedoms as well. We're looking at, governments now that want to control what we say about our own governments, and, it becomes a really political issue. It's not just about, people that make gaming videos. We're going to be a casualty of this war because we simply don't get enough subscribers to join a conglomerate, a media conglomerate. If they looked at our channel or your channel or any of us game reviewers besides perhaps the angry Nintendo nerd, who'd be the top of that bunch, they're not going to want to corporatize us. There's nothing to make from it.
Okay, I'll liken it to this, right? You've got
they're all games that no profit can be made from it.
Nothing can be made from it.
Okay, you've got, say, a major television network that's grossing billions of dollars a year, and then you've got a local community television station. All of a sudden, one show starts getting a few followers, and then starts to actually be offered some funding to come up, right, and actually produce proper television. I can see the reason for the networks to want to push that down because, they don't want market share to be taken away. Now, I think what's happened here is television networks, movie companies, all this sort of stuff have gone, we're losing so much money to YouTube, we cannot sustain this anymore. And to try and get that market share back, they've gone to YouTube and said, right, you can share in our profits if we have exclusive rights to upload. And I'm sure we're still going to be able to put videos on YouTube, but they're not going to get the attention they used to.
That's true.
Right. There's a site called Blip, and I was going to do some reviews on that site because I was going to be able to get revenue. But long story, PayPal has not confirmed my bank account. I don't know what's going on right there, but Blip, I think, pretty much partners everybody. But that's a good and bad thing. The good thing is you can kind of be a partner. I think your videos, with every 300 to 500 views, you get $4. But the bad thing is, I don't think they want to partner everybody, because there could be some people uploading just bad videos or videos that have malicious intent and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
But
the thing is, too, man, you're making $4 per 100 clicks, is it?
Yeah, I don't know if it's views or clicks. Most likely clicks, because I mean.
Right. So how much are they making per 100? That's an interesting question to ask. Like, is $4 actually enough, given how much they make from the deal? I mean, the amount you're talking advertising dollars, and funnily enough, those coffers are huge. Like, the amount of money they spend on advertising. So the average YouTube user looks at this site and they go, "Oh, great! If I start posting on this site, I'm actually going to get paid for all of my work," which is a great thing. And I think everyone should be paid for the amount of media hours they clock up, how many people view them, or comment on them for that matter, or subscribe. But the interesting thing is that those guys will be making an absolute killing off that, the amount of clicks you're getting. In advertising revenue, like, it's remarkable, and I think it's disproportionate, and I think that's the problem with YouTube, and I think that's the problem with these sites. Like, we're getting fleeced. They use our videos just to, put their little logos on, attach their little logos to, so that it, an extra 50 to 100 to 1,000 to 30,000 people see that logo. And hopefully a percentage of those people, say 10%, realistically, go and seek out the label for whatever that label is attributed to. And it's just psychology. It's very basic psychology. If you put it in front of them, they'll want it. They're curious. We're curious. So we go and seek that thing. We see a logo that we don't even know what it's attached to, like Hermanos or something like that. And we see it online, and then we check it out. We jump on Google. Oh, Hermanos, what the hell is that? And we find out it's, a burrito-flavored cologne. And, 10% of us actually end up buying the stuff just via association.
Here's what bothers me, right? We can see with what's going on in YouTube that there's a vested interest in altering what comes up in search results to lean towards people that generate more revenue for YouTube. It's just business sense, Well, who is YouTube? YouTube is Google, and it just makes me think, well then, how many of my Google searches are influenced by that same thing? And yeah, you say advertising at the top, but Google makes the code. I mean, what's to say that the top 10 responses aren't getting higher ad revenue, even if they are relevant to the search result? And we don't know this, and we don't really ask, because it's a convenient service. And that bothers me more, actually. It raises other issues.
Well, the fact that other private interests, like the intelligence community, can be privy to, communications on the internet in whatever form they are, whatever form they come, be that email, be that YouTube video, be that a comment on someone's blog or whatever, or blogging itself. It all goes through and is squeezed through a filtering process, and all of it is watched. We know now that due to 9/11 and modern warfare, certain keywords go through echelon, like bomb or device, or simple words, go through echelon and they get picked up, and then that very source of communication is tapped on, be that an email, or correspondence through Skype. It all goes through the same system and gets filtered, and So you've got other interests there that we're not necessarily privy to. And a lot of these, social networking sites like MySpace and Facebook and, groups like that are actually selling our information to these interest groups. They're allowing these interest groups, insights into our behaviours. Like credit card companies, every credit card transaction is filtered through the very same echelon. So everything we do now is monitored and charted, our behaviours, the people we talk to, the groups we affiliate with, the whole deal. And, they all say, it's so that corporate can tailor, their products to your needs. It's far more than that. It's so that they know what we're doing. And, the less people speaking freely, the better. And, it's the same as TV was. TV was supposed to be a channel for people